Hello YouTubers, and today I am going to show you how to rip any of your Doctor Who CDs or any CD in general. Now, I will clarify, I'm only going to be showing this through Windows because I don't own a Mac and that, so yeah, but if you have a Windows machine, then all you need is a disk drive that can read a CD, so basically any disk drive, whether it's a Blu-ray drive, a DVD drive, or even just a dedicated CD drive. So yeah, and the only piece of software you're going to need for this is Windows Media Player. So as you can see now, I've got it set to basically when I insert a CD, it should automatically boot up Windows Media Player. So we'll give that a second there. I've just inserted a CD, and we should see it's loading the disk. You can see it here popping up as it loads it. And I'm going to have to pause this because that's going to start playing. So what you want to do is when this opens up, you want to click this little button in the top left hand corner, right hand corner I should say, top right hand corner. And now it's going to show you all of the tracks on the disc. Now what it's attempting to do at the minute is it's trying to search on its online database to try and basically find the album. Unfortunately, in this case, it can't. So what I'm going to do is show you an example of when it can find one. So if I take this one out, and we'll swap it for something else. We'll swap it for a CD that I've already ripped, which is Doctor Who and the Daleks. So we'll pop that one in, and that one, I know that one, it has the track details on there. But this is a case like, for example, if you buy a Big Finish cheaply online and you want to rip the CD, then you can do that. But we're going to pause that. You can see with this one, it was able to pull in all the track titles and everything like that, so you don't have to input them yourself. So yeah, if it is able to find them on an online database, again, it's only with more niche releases where you probably won't find it. If any, like, I find with this, 90% of all CDs I put into it, it finds the track data on an online database, which is great. However, Big Finishes, it generally doesn't, because Big Finish generally doesn't release that information itself, so it's only if I've found in certain Big Finish CDs it has it, but on others it doesn't. So that is just something to bear in mind, that in some cases you will have to manually edit the track titles and that yourself, but don't worry, I will show you how to do that. So yeah, and I will also show you how to put the artwork onto an MP3. So, for example, when you put it on your PC or your phone, it shows the album artwork as well. So again, we're going to pause that. So hopefully I don't get a copyright. So anyway, you can see all the boxes are currently ticked for this. So this is unfortunately going to be a one where I'm going to have to manually name all the tracks, and yeah, there's 76 tracks on this disc. 76. Normally, obviously, this isn't the case. Normally, you wouldn't have that many, but in this case, this is the early years, volume 1, 1963 to 1969. Anyway, so now what you can do is, before, you can just click on Rip CD if you want, but there's also Rip Settings. Now, I don't know what it is about Windows, but for some reason, by default, it's set to rip at the worst quality possible. I don't know why. But you've got format here, so you've got MP3, which is currently set to WAV, which is a lossless or FLAC lossless. So basically, I would pick, if you want to have the artwork on, then you want it to be a much smaller file size, click MP3, and if you want it to be lossless, click WAV. If you're putting it on your phone, just put it as an MP3. But for this example, I'm going to stick to MP3, and audio quality, I want it at the highest bitrate, 320 kilobits a second. 256 kilobits a second is alright, but you know, 320 is obviously the best it can do. And then you just literally click rip CD, and as if by magic, it will then begin to rip the CD. So depending on the length of the CDs, depending on the amount of time it takes. So while that's busy doing that, let's go to where the music is ripped to. So you can choose obviously where you want it to be ripped to. So for me, it's in the music folder, and it'll basically put them under a folder of the name of the artist. And as you can see under here is Doctor Who and the Daleks, and also Daleks Invasion of Earth. So yeah, the only thing is at the minute, now this should have, yeah, this has both versions in here, so I've got both versions, both MP3 and WAV, so I should put them probably into separate files. And yeah, there's a lot of them, so I'm going to quickly just pause this and put them in separate files. Are we still recording? We are. Okay, so we're ready for the next bit. So what you need to do now is, if Windows doesn't automatically pick up the artwork for whatever your CD and that you're ripping, just literally search for it, and in this case, here it is. Now, you want it to be the largest quality image you can be, so this one is 1000 by 1000 pixels, which is perfect. So we're just gonna save that image for now. If it decides it wants to, that is. It's running. My laptop is running a bit slow at the minute because it's currently converting a 4K Blu-ray. So yeah, but yeah, we'll just save that as that for in the downloads and that for now. So yeah, that's fine as is. So we'll go back to Doctor Who and the Daleks. Now, there's another program you'll need to get if you want to put the artwork onto the MP3s, and it is called MP3 Tag. So yeah, now I am running a slightly older version of the software, which I haven't bothered to update. So again, it'll probably be exactly the same. But yeah, we can get rid of them for now. That was the last file. So what you want to do with this is basically select all of the tracks that you want to put the artwork on. So in this case, it's a pretty large album. I think there's 40 odd tracks in here. 37. So yeah, 37 tracks, and we're just going to drag them all across over here. So we've got them all over here, and what we're going to do now is again select all of them, and I'm going to go to where I saved that image, which should be in my downloads here. If we go up to the top, so there it is. And what I'm simply going to do is again just drag that image over to here, and then click the save button. And what it's going to do now is basically put that artwork on each of the MP3s. You can only do it on MP3s though. You can't do it on any WAV or FLAC files. You can only do this on MP3s. So yeah. But as you can see, it's just saving that to that now. So that's fine. So I can, yep, finish, great. So now I can delete that. And I can delete that image while I'm at it if I want to as well. So now all of those MP3s will now, if I open them up, yeah, that's fine. So if I opened up any of these MP3s now, and again I'll have to pause it very quickly as well. As you can see there, the album artwork and that has popped up, and if you play it on your phone, it will show the album artwork and that when you play it. It's currently still showing this CD here as well that I've just ripped, but we can eject that. So let's go back again, so to that other CD where it couldn't find the album, so that'll be in unknown artists. So yeah, an unknown artists, again that's the CD that I just ripped today, which is Doctor Who the Early Years. So here are all the tracks, which obviously don't have any information. So the first thing to do is make sure you close Windows Media Player. So make sure, I think I do, yeah, it's closed. So make sure you close Windows Media Player, and you also eject the CD as well. So then what you want to do is Control A to select all the tracks, select Properties, Details, and now we're going to start putting in some details. So what is the name of this album? It is Doctor Who, can't spell today, Doctor Who the Early Years, 1963 to 1969 as the name of this album. And for album artist, I'm just going to call it Doctor Who for this one, because there's multiple artists on here and I can't be asked to add every single one on to a 76 track. The year this album was released was 2005, and no, we're just going to leave contributing artists blank. That's if there's any other artists and that featured on there, so yeah, that's fine. And what we're just going to do is click apply, and normally this is instantaneous, but since there's so many tracks on here, it's having to go through all of them. And what that'll do is basically it'll now, once that's finished, click OK. And now what it says is the album is Doctor Who the Early Years, and for some reason it's just got contributing artists. You know what? We'll put Doctor Who as a contributing artist as well, just because it, just to show that. Yeah, we'll have that as a contributing artist as well. But yeah, normally this wouldn't take as long on that. Maybe normally a big finish. Each episode is six to 8 tracks each. But this is obviously a massive track, but they're very short tracks. So now what you need to do, and this is going to be time consuming, for each track, you need to go into Properties again for each individual track. In this box here, you write the name of the track. So this one is called Doctor Who, open brackets, original theme. And what I'm going to do with that as well is I'm going to copy that. Then we go into details, and then we go into track title, and we have to paste that in there as well. So yeah, you have to put it in general and also in details. And the reason you have to put it in both is basically this one in general is just the file folder, but in details that is also for basically any media player to pick up on, so it knows what track is what. Also, here you can also change the order of the tracks, but this is default. You know, since we ripped the CD, it's defaulted to how it was laid out in the CD. But yeah. But after that should take a second, and you can see it's disappeared because it's gone down to the bottom, because by default this is in alphabetical order, although you can obviously change the orders. But yeah, something like this, it will take a long time, and unfortunately, you know, there's nothing else you can do about this. You can also still put the album art on there, or if you can't find any album art for whatever reason, although in most cases you should be able to, you can literally just, you know, make your own album art. Just make sure it is basically 1-to-1 aspect ratio, so square essentially. Otherwise, you'll basically get either black bars or it won't look right when you're basically playing it on there. But that's essentially, you know, how you do it. Again, having to name each one of these tracks, you know, it's only for basically lesser known ones that aren't in big databases. Generally, like, if you can buy the MP3s a lot of the time, unless it's a big finish, generally, you know, it will pick up the information. Or if it's on the CD itself, like this one. So this CD is a different case where it hasn't picked it up from a database. It hasn't picked it up from an online database. This CD has CD text on it. And basically what that means is that the CD itself actually has the information already on there. Unfortunately, it's something that not every CD has, and generally most CDs now, they generally just don't bother putting CD text on there anymore, which is, you know, disappointing. Normally, I do just rip every CD just as MP3, only in certain circumstances. For example, if it's, you know, a rarer or out of print CD, then I will rip it uncompressed as well, just, you know, to completely preserve it. And you can also, if you want to, obviously burn it back to a CD using the same piece of software. So yeah, but anyway, that's how to do it.